Alright guys, so I bought a mini dirt bike, and when I got it home it didn't run, so I went to try and fix it. It's supposed to have a bad clutch or something. I went to try and fix it and I bent one of the arms, so I had to buy a new engine because you can't buy just an arm. So here's the bike. Here's the engine. I'm gonna do a motor swap on it. I just got the engine in the mail. So it looks like it's gonna be pretty easy. There is a bolt right here and a bolt right here that holds it on. The exhaust needs to come off, and so does the carburetor. I have to loosen the chain, but besides that, it should be pretty simple. I got a direct replacement engine. It's the same exact one, except for there's some extra wires that aren't on this bike, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm trying to find something that I can put the bike on to work on it, because it doesn't have a kickstand and I don't have a bike stand. So let's see what I got. So this is what I figured out. I'm just gonna set it on my chainsaw. It should work pretty well. And then here's the new engine. I'll show you guys. Came with a new intake, new hardware. It's the same one, but here's the difference. This wire right here, which I don't know will go to, because on the bike the wire is missing. See, it's got the spot for it, but it's not there anymore. So I'm gonna have to try to figure that out. Alright, so since the bike is up now, that should work. Got my tools. And got this little cake pan to put all the bolts and stuff in that I take out. So I'm gonna put you guys on a quick time lapse. Okay, so I got the carburetor off, and I got this chain cover, gear shifter cover thing off. It was just 2 bolts, this one right here, this one down here, and now I'm gonna loosen the chain. And by doing that, I'm just gonna loosen these 2 back here, and loosen this one, and it should come off. All right, so I couldn't get the wheel to really go loose, so I just took this gear off. This gear right here I just unbolted it and brought it out. I don't really know much about what I'm doing, so just trying my best here. So okay, so now I'm gonna unbolt the exhaust, and that should be pretty easy. There's a mount up here. This mount, and then it's just bolted to the engine, so that should be it. has a little tiny muffler. Small guy. Alright, so now the exhaust is off. I am gonna try to not take the brake pedal off, but if I have to, I will. I think I can get around it, because it's just these two bolts right here, this one and this one. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I got the first one off. Now I just gotta do the second one, and then the engine should come out. Okay, so I got that guy out, and I unplugged this, so that should have been the last thing. So I just gotta find a knife to cut the zip tie, and then the bike should lift off. So let's see if I can find a knife. Bella kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Cat's watching Roman Atwood. Kitty, 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 kitty. Alright. So. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Alright. Got that. Alright, now let me see. Alright, so I got it out. That was actually a lot easier than I thought. So next thing I'm gonna have to do is switch over this plate right here and check the oil on the other engine and see if it needs oil or not, but I think it should be fine. So let's do that. Alright, so I got the new engine out. It doesn't say anything about if it has oil in it or not. But I'm gonna put the new intake on. Alright, so just trying to figure out what bolts I need. They're all the same size, so I'm just gonna try one. Let's see. Yeah, looks like that'll be it. Alright, so I got the new intake on, and now I'm trying to figure out what these wires go to. This is 12 volt 340 mm. I don't know what the hell that means. They are in the magneto, so I don't know. Okay, so the next step, it does have oil, see? So the next step is I'm gonna put it up here and get the mounting bolts back in. I'm gonna leave the sticker for now. Alright, so I got both the bolts in. This one and that one. So next I'm gonna put the chain back on and the carburetor and the exhaust, and then I'll go back and tighten everything down after. Then I gotta figure out what the hell this goes to. So we'll see. Okay, so next, now that I got these on, I need to put the exhaust back on. So I'll put the exhaust on, I'll put this cover on, and I'll be back. So now that everything is back on, I got the pedals on, or the gear shifter, I mean. The carburetor, the chain is on and tight. Not too tight though, the wheel's back on normal. This cover is on, this is on. The exhaust, I put back. Starter. So this is back on. The last thing that I'm worried about is this wiring. It must be for tail lights or something, I am not sure, because there was not one on this engine over here. So now it's time to see if it'll start. So got the new engine in, right? And these fucking wires were not on the other engine. They're missing. So I didn't know where the hell they went. And well, the bike wouldn't start and had no spark, so I figured it out. This is to the CDI ignition coil voltage thing. So the bike never had one with the other engine, but it needs one for this engine, so I just ordered one. Okay, so I was actually wrong about that. I don't know how I came up with that in my head. So really, the engine was wired different, right? Maybe it's a newer model or something than the one that I had in there. And so I had to eliminate that wiring thing and wire in my own from the old engine to get it to run. So I'll show you what I did. See, here's the wire that I'm talking about. This wire right here. So we wired it in. Don't pay attention to the white tape. We need to get some electrical tape and come back and do it. Wired it in. This one's just extra. Doesn't do anything. So I don't know. But I got a new coil and spark plug. So let me show you. Really good. Alright guys, so that's how you engine swap a Chinese pit bike. It should last a while. I had to adjust the idle screw a little bit right here to get it to idle right. Basically after I drive it for a couple hours at low speeds, low RPMs, I'm gonna change the oil and do that for a while because I'm afraid of not breaking it in correctly. But besides that, it should be good. And it's ready to rip. Alright. This is my first video, so if you liked it, please subscribe and like. I'm trying to start something here.